Hey guys, today we're going to be doing ZipLine from WebVerse, my personal web hacking platform, free to everybody. And yeah, it starts off with us fucking around with a login page, trying different things like SQL injection, and we finally get in with default credentials. And after that, we get a dashboard exposed to us, right? And there's this page where you can download exports. Like I'm pretty sure it's like a law firm. There's case exports you can download, and there's actually an IDOR vulnerability where we brute force a bunch of document IDs, and we get to download another user's case, which we aren't supposed to have access to. And within this, there's a debug attachment, which includes credentials for an internal API, and we also get an internal API subdomain. We get that, we log in, and we use this new access to brute force endpoints for this API. We find an exposed endpoint, and we get the flag. I'll just restart this machine just so we're all fresh. It's all good. There we go, zipline.local. Let's go into here. Let's add that to my host file. Let's see, host. Let's go. Okay. Zipline.local. Let's add that in. Oh, wait. I was going to try and copy that there, but I can just grab it from here. Okay, looks like we got a sign-in portal. Let's open up Burp Suite. Let's give it a minute here. And then we can begin enumerating this. Okay, all good. There we go. And turn that on. Change this so it matches what I have in Foxy Proxy in my browser. Click 7070. I'll show you here. I have it set to this IP address, port 7070. That we should be good. Before I start doing anything too serious, let me get some enumeration going on. I should probably create a folder for this. See, YouTube, Zipline. There we go. Now, if we create files, it'll be in a good place. Okay, let's do some GoButser. Set it up here. Zipline.local. Okay. Specify a word list. Tools, word list, sec list, discovery, web content, raft, medium, directories, lowercase. And okay, there we go. Just gonna leave that in the background. We get a dashboard. This will get in there. No custom JS or nothing. I'm also gonna do subdomain enumeration in the background as well. See if we get any hits. Line.local. Specify a host header fuzz.zipline.local. Do that. Specify a word list. Tools word list, sec list, discovery, DNS. Let's see, subdomains. 1 million. Match code all. Let's see, what do we get a filter on? Code 404. Just leave that in the background running. Nothing new there. Let's intercept this right quick. Admin password. Oh, oh yeah, we got to turn on burp. Oh, what is this? If you're onboarding in non-production, use your default provisioned account. Default. That makes me think default credentials. Okay, there we go. Let's send out to repeater. Okay. And Jesus, that is really, yeah, I don't think this is gonna find anything. Yeah, that is, I have to kill that. That is killing my PC right there. Let's see, let's test for SQL injection. Let's put a single quote there, see if anything fucks up. Secure access client case. Oh, no. One. Nope. Bad credentials. Let's see. Maybe it just needs the spacers, URL encoded. No, let's %20. Let's try that. No. Let's try it in the username. Weird there. Join. Yeah, it does not look like this is SQL injectable. It did mention default credentials, default provisioned account. I actually think default credentials. I'm gonna try admin, just as a test. Let's see. It's not through. Okay, it's still going. Oh shit, there we go. It did go through. It was just still in burp. Signed in as admin. Let's see. Dashboard exports we have there. BI base. View exports. Let's go here. Client case export. I have this download. That's repeater. And do intercept this response. Click that. Okay, so this looks like fuck. Okay, this is a zip file. Just transfer this. Downloads. What was this again? ZipLine export. It's right here. A couple of files. CSV, JSON. Let's see this. Nothing too special. Yeah, nothing interesting here. Let's cat the README. See what this is. Generated by ZipLine case export portal. Yeah, it doesn't look too interesting, but what I did notice is in this request, there's a number here, an ID. 3 returns them, but I wonder what happens if we try other IDs. Let's see. Export not found. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a word list of numbers and we're gonna fuzz this. Let's go 0 to let's say 1,000. And redirect that and nums.txt. TXT. We got a whole bunch of numbers. Okay. Fuff. Let's go. Oh yeah. Zipline.local. API v1 exports. Fuzz/download. We need to specify this cookie. Wordless. Text. Let me see all. Check the code 404. Okay, there we go. There's one other export. What is that? 564. There you go. Yeah, that's just something I think of every time I see some sort of ID like that or like number you can put into a URL or a post request. Like when you're grabbing data, I always try that. Just fuzzing a whole bunch of numbers, see if I can access other user stuff. Okay, let's try and download that. Let's intercept this, change this to 564. That was 564, right? Okay, 564. Forward that. Okay, we get this downloaded. 64. Let's make a separate directory for that. Four. Okay, we do something different. We have this debug attachment. Looks like this looks like credentials for an internal API and a new subdomain. Okay. We're gonna have to add this subdomain to our host file first before we do anything. Internal-api.zipline.local. Okay. Looks like this is the path. Okay. Wait. Can't have that single quote in there. Okay, method not allowed. Post. Okay. Let's set our content type header. Application/JSON. Let's see if anything changes. Nope. Steve, let's try some stuff. User, admin, password, admin. Let's try that. Valid credentials. Okay. So these must be the correct parameters. I was just guessing there. But like if they weren't the correct ones, we'd have to fuzz it and that would be a whole thing. But we could get it done though. Let's just put these credentials in. What the hell? Uh Maybe these aren't the right parameters because this should have worked. Let's try this username. Okay, there we go. Must be some sort of bug in the application. We got this access token. You know what I'm gonna try with this since there's no actual front end for this. It's just a backend API. I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna try and fuzz for more endpoints. Because there might be an endpoint that if I just hit it normally, it might return 404 or 403, like unauthorized, you don't have access to this. But when I have this cookie, it might reveal something. bi.zipline.local, API v2. Let's try and fuzz right here. This is token type bearer. I think this is, oh yeah, fuck, I forgot. You gotta put authorization as the header, not cookie. I think it's like that. Let's just test it out. Tools, wordless, secless, discovery, web content, graph, medium, directories, lowercase. Let me see, all. Okay. Filter code for four. See if we get any hits. It is not looking too promising, but I think I'm gonna change where I'm fuzzing. Let's try fuzzing under that user path. Okay, there we go. This is much more promising. We got a login endpoint and this config endpoint. Okay. Just access this. Gotta specify a cookie here. Or not the cookie, the JWT token. And there we go. Flag is exposed right here. Well, I was gonna submit it, but I must have already solved this lab when I was building it. Yeah, that is the lab. It didn't take us too long, but that's what happens when you have a solid process for web hacking. Like enumeration, you find something, you dig deeper, and it either leads somewhere or it doesn't, right? And with a solid methodology like that, it doesn't take too long to do these labs.